Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of Firepower Threat Defense series. In this video, we are going to continue our journey looking into the more FMC options. We will be moving to FTD policies, etc. stuff, but once we finish this configuration section of the FMC, which would be soon. Okay, so let's jump onto the FMC. Today, we are going to talk about DNS cache, dashboard, database, and external database access section on the FMC. Okay, so these options are listed under system, configuration, and then here. Okay, so let's first talk about the DNS cache section. Let's see what setting is present under the DNS cache section. Okay, so here we are in the DNS cache menu. So whenever FMC performs any DNS resolution, it can cache the response of that resolution for a specific time, which is mentioned here. In our case, it is mentioned as 300 minutes. Okay. So in case of that entry is updated within 300 minutes, you might want to clear your cache on the FMC to get the new entry. You can disable it by selecting a drop down from here, enable or disable, and then you can also modify the time for the caching. Like it is 300 minutes here. Let's change it to, I would say, 5 minutes and save it. So that's how we can tell our FMC, you are allowed to cache the DNS resolution responses, but only cache is only valid for 5 minutes. Okay, if 5 minutes has passed and you need to do a resolution again, then you go to the DNS server and get the new results. Okay, that's what was present in the DNS cache option. Now let's look at the dashboard option. It's opening up, just give it a minute. So I can talk about the dashboard option before it pops up. Okay, it popped up. So there is only one option that says enable custom analysis widget. Okay, so the thing is, there are certain widgets which are present on the overview tab of the FMC. Some of them belong to custom analysis section. Okay, so from here you can enable or disable custom analysis widgets. These custom analysis widgets might put some extra load on your FMC and you might want to disable them if there is a need or you are having any performance impact on the FMC. So let me show you. Right now this option is enabled. If I go to overview and dashboards, it will load a lot of dashboards, whatever are the available on the overview page. So I'm just waiting for it to load. So here I am. So you see on the network tab, all these dashboards are custom analysis dashboards. Okay. In order to add a new custom analysis dashboard, you can click on add widgets. Okay. I am waiting for the page to come up. The things are a bit slow. I'm running with less resources. So there are sections for the widgets here: analysis and reporting, miscellaneous, and operations. Our custom analysis widget is under here. So if you click on analysis and reporting, you have a widget known as custom analysis widget. You see this one, custom analysis. Let me just zoom in a bit. So this one, custom analysis widget. Right now, 12 widgets are already present. 12 custom analysis widgets are already present on the network section of the overview tab. Okay, so we have already 12 widgets. If you want to add one more, just click add and it will be displaying over there. Okay, now if I go back to the overview tab in the dashboard section, so this I showed you, so you know what is a custom analysis widget and what that option is really going to impact. So right now, these widgets are trying to get me the graphs or the content to be shown here, looking at the data for last 1 hour. Okay, and soon I'll get here no data, no data, no data. The reason for that is because there is no data for last 1 hour. Both of my FTDs are turned off and there is no traffic passing through them. Okay, so there is no top web application scene, no top client app scenes. Okay, so you see this no data, no data. So right now all these widgets are running. Okay, they are doing the stuff they are supposed to do. So if I click on this small arrow here, you can see what is the configuration of that widget. So that widget shows top web application scene. That's the name of the widget. Then there is a preset for the widget, and then there's a table field, then aggregate, then filter show, and the results. How many results to show in the widget. So these are all the configurations we'll talk about when we will be looking more deeper into the widgets. Okay. Right now, see, you see here no data. But if I go back to configuration section and I disable that option, which is right now checked under the dashboards, which says enable custom analysis dashboards, then here you will have a different output because then these widgets will get disabled. Okay. Right now they are running, but then you will have them disabled, and the thing which will pop up here is this widget is disabled by the system configuration. Let me show you. Now if we uncheck this option and save the configuration, and once it is saved, and if I go back to overview and look at those custom analysis widgets, those were showing no data before, now they will show a different output. See, the widget is disabled by current system configuration. So that's what that option does. Okay. Now let's talk about the next option, which was database. Okay. So your FMC has a database where it stores certain events. Okay. Intrusion events, discovery events, connection events, connection summary database. So it has certain databases where it stores the events. Okay. So basically FMC and all other management stuff is just really a big database server. Okay. That's why it's a management stuff. So here you can set the limit of events or the entries which you would like to store in the database. Suppose I'm already sending these values to one of the, I would say, big storage server like a syslog server or maybe anywhere else. Okay, in that case I want to relieve my FMC from storing these many events. I might say, okay, only store 1,000 or only store 10,000. Yeah, or only store if I see I get about I would say 10,000 events every week, then I can just say, okay, only store 10,000 intrusion events every in the database. Rest I can also show. I can also see in the syslog server if they are being sent there. Okay, so that kind of configuration you can do. This can help to reduce the load on the FMC's database. Okay, and your queries can be quicker when you try to see that data over the dashboards or try to fetch the logs related to them. Okay, now you can modify that setting from here and just click the save button. So this is what this option is. Okay. Now there was one more thing, external database access. Okay. External database access, by the sound of it, it looks like you are gonna have an external database where your FMC can connect and store the events. No, that's not like that. So here what is this is, as I mentioned, your FMC has a database. Suppose you built a custom application in your organization, okay, that fetches information from FMC's database and shows it on, might be a Power BI dashboard or might be any other dashboard, or maybe generate some reports or based on them. Okay, the facility basically which is not available over the FMC, and you are getting that facility building a custom application. Okay, so you can enable access to FMC's database, and let me warn you, this access allows the access to all the FMC database. Okay, and the access is only read only. If you have multiple domains like me here, then the person using this access can access the information of all the domains. This is not specific to a domain. Okay, just check this box, allow external database access, put a server host name, which is really the host name for your FMC. It should be resolvable to the IP address of that. And then this client JDBC driver, if you click on download, then it downloads a client JDBC driver, which is required to access this FMC's database. You'll be providing this file to the person who manages that application or who needs to configure this connection in the application. Okay, and then you can also define an ACL from what IP's FMC's database can be accessed. See, you can mention here IP address, like I can say 192 dot 168.253.4 and just add it like that. Okay, so this way you can add the host and then save the configuration. Okay, once you save the configuration, let's look at the file we downloaded. What's the content in it? So if I extract this client.zip file which we downloaded, which was a JDBC driver, let me just zoom in a bit. So you see this is the content of the folder. Now if I click on the bin folder, not in the bin folder, it was lib or no, it was src folder. Yeah, you see this folder is very important. This install cert file, what it will do when the person will run it with the relevant command, it will install the FMC certificate into the Java trust store of that application, so that FMC and that application can communicate over a secure channel. Okay, and this run query is used to run the query against the FMC's database. So that's why this file is important to be provided to the application owner or the person who is configuring the application to interact with the FMC's database. Okay, other than that, let's talk about this HTTPS certificate as well. So this HTTPS certificate is the certificate that FMC's GUI uses, okay, for the secure connection here, okay, on this IP address. In order to renew this certificate, I have a self-signed certificate. In order to renew it, I can just click on renew, generate new key and save. Now it will generate a new key. You see, previous validity is from June 18 starting. Now it is starting from July 18. Now it is starting from July 19. So I have now renewed my FMC certificate. But this is a self-signed certificate that FMC is using. If you really want to use a third-party I would say a CS signed certificate, you can generate a CSR from here and then submit it to CA, get the certificate, and then import it. And you can import private key and chain. It depends where you generated the CSR. You would need to import the private key or not. Okay. Now, suppose you want whenever your user connects to FMC, along with user ID and password, he should also have a certificate. In that case, you have to enable this option, enable client certificate. And in order to validate the client certificate, you have two options. You can either go for OCSP, which is Online Certificate Status Protocol, or you can put a CRL in here that will be fetched regularly by the FMC to validate the certificate provided by client is valid or not. If you enable OCSP, it gets grayed out. If you enable CRL, then you can enter a URL of the CRL, then you can schedule the CRL download. Also, then you will be able to see the time when the last time CRL was fetched. So this is basically an additional certificate stuff that you can have to verified when an admin connects to FMC's GUI interface. And you can have a custom certificate instead of this self-signed, and the information of the certificate will be shown in here. So that's it about this video. I am happy that you guys are learning along with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good day.